Hello, I am VoiceOver AU and welcome back to the Wasteland. It is a Friday night. Let's get the sun down a little bit there. It's my new toy. I have a smart bulb and I'm pretty excited about it. It's Friday night. We are back in Fallout 2. Now, last stop with Fallout 2, and it's been a while, folks. It's been a while. Last stop in Fallout 2, we were in Reading. And we were clearing out the caverns underneath Reading of monsters, of the things that previously we'd seen as aliens, but were actually called Wanamingos, I want to say. So yeah, that's what we were doing. We're going to take a little bit of a pivot this week. We're going to take a little bit of a pivot because I have, on good authority, I have this feeling that there's something that we missed in Vault 15. So we're going to go back and revisit that. A very important piece of information in Vault 15. Because I've been thinking about... Hey, Xenomorph Queen. Hey, Cap Daff. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, I looked up a little bit of information about Fallout 2, and because I've been scratching my head for a while about where I am currently and feeling like there's no lead to go forward from where I am currently. Like, where do I go? What do I do? What have I missed? And I think part of this is the fact that this is basically, it is an RPG that rewards really careful investigation of everything in the environment, and you can sometimes miss subtle clues, or because you don't look in a certain place, then you can lose basically your thread of investigation. So yeah, so things are going to shift a little bit tonight. Xenomorph Queen 13 has looked up hot male monsters and all that came up was some humans, and you're disappointed. Well, Xenomorph Queen 13, if you're not familiar with the realm of manga or anime, do I have some good news for you? Because as long as you love penises, there is a world of joy out there for you in all manner of arguably hot male monsters. I think there's more variation, actually. I would say there's more variation in what you get with male monsters than what you do with female, because female monsters, it's like that joke about World of Warcraft where each race, each humanoid race in World of Warcraft looks distinctive, except that the woman is just basically like a color palette changed, like, you know, sexy girl. That's it. Yeah. Capdeath has a feeling that tonight is going to be a Vault night. I think you're right. Hey, son, thank you so much for joining us. Now, you lovely people should be able to hear the game audio coming through loud and clear as well. I'm going to be tremendously... Yeah, my Stream Deck, I was just saying. I was just saying before that my Stream Deck is playing up. And the one thing that's not working currently is the mute function on it, which makes me kind of sad, so I can't toggle my audio. Thank you so much for the subscription, son. Very much appreciated. For 3 months. You are a gem. Bless you so much. Thank you so much. You buy all your friends. Thank God they're cheap. Look, I pride myself on my cheapness. It's been a week for it. It's been a week. Like we had, during the Resident Evil 2 stream on Wednesday night, we had subscriptions from Geordie87, from Heron HQ, or Heron as he prefers to be known, and Short Raver as well. So thank you so much, you generous people. I really appreciate it. You feel a bit sick, Xenomorph Queen 13. Has that been going on all day? Or is it me? I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better soon. I'm just going to pop the fan on in the background because I very foolishly... Actually, you know what I can do? While we're talking, I can... I'm going to use a bit of my water to wet. Now, there's probably a correct way... there's probably a correct way of saying that sentence. There's probably a correct way of pronouncing this, but I've always heard it pronounced as Shima. Well, that's what I think it's pronounced as, but I'm going to whet my Shima. Morning sickness is a bear when you're a xenomorph queen. Morning sickness could quite literally be a bear if that's the latest life form that your xenomorph hive is fusing with. Bear xenomorphs, that would be terrifying. Got it. Okay, what I'll do, I think I've popped the game audio down a little bit, CapDef. So we'll see how we go. If needs be, I can turn it up, but I'm fairly sure in the last few streams I kind of muted the music a little bit because it gets quite loud. It's hard for you to hear the game music. Alright, let's have a look-see. Preferences. Music. There we go. That's a little bit louder now. Occasionally it can get quite overpowering. We'll see how we go. There we go. It's a nice stirring stream there. You think you know why you're feeling sick, Xenomorph Queen. It always happens after you do one thing. That sounds like the beginning of a BuzzFeed article. What is the one thing that you do? Something not that appropriate. Huh. Schema. I normally pronounce it as whistle. You ate an android. Something not that appropriate. I'm hesitant to say tell us more there if it's not that appropriate. I'm not sure where you're going. So, we're going to leave Reading. We are going to leave Reading. Gotcha, so you feel sick just tonight. You've done something that's inappropriate. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I now have a giant wet patch on my chair. I don't know if that's appropriate or not. My pants are wet! I've doused water everywhere. Hey Noobler, how you doing? It's been a while. How's life treating you? I don't think you would want to know. Gotcha. Well, I'm going to trust you on that one, Xenomorph Queen. I'm going to trust what you're saying there. Alright, let's head overland to Vault 15 and let's see how painful this is going to be. How's Diablo 2 treating you, Noobler? Now, I apologize. I apologize for eating on stream. Yep, you nailed it there, Sungif. Like, if it's... yeah. Nice, what you making? Tell me more. I would judge me. Yeah, find you wanting food, nice. Some fries, chicken nuggets, and béarnaise sauce. That sounds like a good Friday night. That sounds like good comfort food. Yeah, normally I'd mute myself, but my, That's a really good question, actually, Noobler, because Friday nights... the question for our Friday night streams is always, what's the best thing that's happened to you this week? So, what is the best thing, folks, that has happened to you this week? As we head towards Vault 15 in search of answers. Queasy, and you got repeatedly crushed in a game. What was the game? Were you by chance playing the new hotness of Apex Legends? The game that everyone's talking about. Oh, 40k Gladius, of course I should have guessed. It's 11 AM over your way. Where are you based, Noobler? It's Friday night over here in Australia. Best thing, doing laundry and cleaning. Yeah, that's a good sense. That's a good feeling, I should say. Oh, you got paid, so you got that nicotine gum goodness going on. Glad to hear that, son. Capta, you had a box of peanut M&Ms for dinner because you have impulse control issues. But was it good? I gotta say, like in terms of M&Ms, you have, like you are using. You got yourself a boyfriend. Congratulations, Xenomorph Queen. That's awesome. That is awesome. Right, here's something we haven't seen before. More rats fighting golden geckos. It's a bit sad. Was it the Xenomorph Queen 13 a while ago? You were talking about long distance communication with a streamer that you had a crush on. Is it perchance that gentleman? I did forget, Nublar. I did indeed that you are based in Sweden. Thank you so much for reminding me. For some reason, mentally, I had you on my list of people who are based in Australia. I don't know why. Best thing that's going to happen today is to get drunk as fuck and play Diablo 2. That sounds like a really good day. It sounds like an awesome day. So, Captap, is the box of M&Ms the best thing that's happened to you this week? Or is it a thing that's happened to you this week? Probably because you yeah, sleeping schedules. That's probably why, actually. The times that I see you on. Fair cop. Finished a week of work today. So an extra shift, bought extra. Ah, gotcha. Well, I'm glad to hear that I'm glad to hear you're working, dude. That's great. Is that an ongoing contract, Captav? Or is that sort of, is that for a period of time? Java Svenska. Did we know that Danes have slurs for pretty much every nationality, ethnic group, and faith under the sun? I did not know that, but it probably doesn't surprise me. I think... I'm trying to remember if I've ever worked with Danes before in IT. I don't think I have. I don't know. Interesting. It is always a bit of a reality check in conversations when I'm locally, especially talking about things like racism, because Australia is a very racist country. I mean, we have internment camps for refugees. Like, we're not doing great. But to be reminded that other countries have similar issues with how they view other ethnicities. Encounter some Yakuza. 7-week contract. Ah, that's fantastic. I hope that gives you some real breathing room. With regards to shoes as well, Captain, because we live in the same city, is Savers any use to you at all, potentially for business shoes, or are the shoes there, do they tend to be a little too scuffed? Because I've gone there a lot of times in the past for costuming, which I know is not the same thing, but looking basically for stuff for costuming for acting, and I found that their clothing has been really good. Really cheap too. Denmark is probably the most racist country in Western Europe, and the country with the least immigrants. Oh, okay. So I guess the two are tied together there. Nice. Nice, Captain. Hopefully I hear back positively from my train driving application next week and that moves forward and stays on track to move into. Yeah, fingers crossed for you. Train driving locally in Melbourne. I can't speak to other states, but certainly in Melbourne it seems like it's a good job, good pay, and relatively good conditions. Agile thug. Yeah, fingers crossed for you. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad the suggestion was helpful. Like I've never worn anything that I've bought from there a lot, but I've bought costuming stuff that I've kept with me for years and hasn't fallen apart. So who knows? I'm glad to hear you got paid today too, Sam. I imagine that would take a lot of stress off. Sounds like people are having some good weeks. It's good to hear. I hope the boyfriend balances out the sickness, Xenomorph Queen. Haven't been talking much at all lately, and it's been really stressful with relationships because I fell in love with one guy in a few days. I stopped talking to him, wanting to break up, and that was a real bitch deal. And a few days later I told him we should just be friends, and he took it well. On the day I really started to stop talking, my now boyfriend confessed he had a crush on my now ex, and give it time to get to know me, and jumped into it. On the day I really started to stop talking, my now boyfriend confessed he had a crush on my now ex. Sorry, I'm a little confused there, Xenomorph Queen. Are you saying you jumped into the new relationship, or are you saying that your ex jumped into the initial relationship? Did I know that Denmark and Sweden have fought more wars with each other than any other two nations have fought wars in recorded history? I certainly did not know that. I guess China and Japan have the advantage of having like a waterway between them. What about Greece and Turkey? I suppose there's not a lot of wars there, they just sort of roll them up into big ones. Danes have a saying that the only thing worse than a Swede is everyone else. Wow. Oh, just got a crit. Your ex rushed it, and you... Ex rushed it, and me and him didn't even talk or even know each other that well. This is where my knowledge of history is failing me here, Capdaf. I thought historically Greece and Turkey had fought a few more wars than that. So Xenomorph Queen, if I understand correctly, and thank you for your patience with my questions, but you were in love with your ex, but it was all very rushed, and then it kind of stopped. Is that correct? Oh yeah, in terms of modern history, absolutely. But like I've got a friend who is Greek. Well, he identifies as Spartan, and he talks about like conflicts that have happened like 1,000 years ago. So I get the feeling that in that part of the world, like that history is still something that sort of gets carried around with people. Started to feel unhappy. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Zeno. And how are you feeling now? How are you feeling about your current situation? Like, are you happy with the boyfriend that you have now? Is that all going swimmingly? Or at least as good as can be expected, because relationships are... Your ex is still your friend, and that makes you feel much better. That's good. Keeping exes as friends is hard. My ex from my first relationship, the breakup did not go well. That is one person who will never talk to me ever again. Nublar asks, "How is Fallout going?" Fallout's going well. I have a suspicion that tonight we're going to find a plot thread that I missed ages ago. I was thinking about this today, like it's one of the interesting things about isometric RPGs. Oh, hang on. No. A herd of Brahmin. It's a cow explosion. Maybe we're going to survive this one. Poop out. Speaking of which, hey Horror Tuner, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining the stream. How's your day treating you? I'm glad to hear that you're happy, Xenomorph Queen. Giving the dog some food. Oh, what breed's your dog, Nubla? You get a pupper. Puppers. Oh, god damn it, we were almost there. First girlfriend is still your friend, second one though, no. Yeah, breakups can be so tough. Especially if there's other stuff going on in life. I'm not friends with any duds. Yeah, I guess that's the thing, isn't it? Like if you... I guess it depends on like where you are in your stage of life, but if you've chosen to be with someone, chances are there's something cool about them overall, or there's something about them that works. But yeah, it can be tough, keeping staying friends. You can't say your day was good, but at the same time, nothing to be sad about, Haratuno. Okay, well, there's something to be said for walking in the middle of the road. There's room for improvement. It could be worse. That's a good thing. Sun's been stirring ethnic rivalries. Is that a pupper pick? I'm gonna kill the sound for a sec. I have to click the pupper pick. I need a pupper. Ah! It's tiny little pupper. So cute. I had to do that. Contractually obliged. That is a very cute sleeping pup. How am I? My day's been pretty good. I was hanging out with my... Today's Friday, so I hang out with my daughter, so we did a bunch of things. Well, not a bunch of things. We went to the optometrist to get her eyes checked out. We went out and grabbed coffee, or a hot chocolate in her case. But today was a pretty cruisy day because it's been a full-on week. Aw, you're here now and that's good enough reason to be happy. Thank you so much. You've just acquired all 3 Tetsuo films. Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't know that there was a third. I've watched Tetsuo 2. I can't remember what, the subtitle was. I want to say it was like Iron Man or something like that. That was a weird-ass film. Nublar looks adorable, and so does his pup. Felt like a real bitch when I stopped talking to him because my other ex broke my heart, same way he stopped talking to me, but I still said I love you to him every night. And I got a message with him telling me he loved me and well found someone else. I never forget those words. Yeah, that's gotta be a hard thing to come back from, Xenomorph Queen. Like, when you get hurt like that too, it's tough to remain open to people. Stay vulnerable. But by the same token, it's so important. Tetsuo, Body Hammer, and the Bullet Man. Yeah, I think the one I saw was Tetsuo then. Ah. Had an evacuation at work. Haven't had any building induction yet, so didn't know where the exits were. Oh, okay. Hopefully your fire warden did, though. Worst evacuation I have ever had in a work environment. We went down the fire stairs of a building that probably would have been about 10 stories, an office building in the middle of town. And at the very bottom of the fire stairs, at the emergency exit that we were all meant to disperse out onto the street, well, the door was locked. So if it had been a real fire, I wouldn't be here right now. Oh, check it out! Check it out! Since we made the deal between Vault 15 and NCR, there's an NCR flag flying there now. Flying proud. The fire warden for your floor is on leave. Good lord. For a very brief moment you misinterpreted the kind of evacuation. Nice. Oh, wow. 3 real fire alarms in 8 months. That sounds stressful. Your other ex would also play with your heartstrings and emotions and manipulate you because you act like he was breaking up with me and even make you cry. I don't want to judge someone based on what you're just saying there, but that doesn't sound like a very nice person. Without knowing the circumstances fully either. The thing that tripped the alarm was in the kitchen on our floor. The MFB walked front past, told you to stay put, and then cancelled the evacuation. Was it toast? Tell me it was toast. Tell me it was toast or someone's lunch. Because the number of times I've seen that happen. Can't really help who you fall for. No, that's true. That's true, son. You can't. That's a really good point. I was listening to some of the conversation between you and Geordie today, and you both strike me as very insightful people when it comes to relationships, and especially being too hard on yourself. One time when an idiot decided to punch a beehive and you had to go into lockdown from bees. That's a Nicolas Cage moment. Going in lockdown from the bees. Not the bees. Speaking of which, don't know if you'll be able to see it. Here we go. I finally watched Mandy last night. It is glorious. I think a few of you would actually dig it. I would describe it as a drug-fueled, psychedelic revenge film. It's really good. Last place I lived, I left some polystyrene on the stove. Turned on the wrong... Oh no! Oh no! Turned on the wrong hot plate to heat and went to take a shower. Oh wow! Because wouldn't that send off toxic fumes as well? Wouldn't that be part of the danger there? Managed to rip the fire alarm out of the ceiling before anyone called the fire brigade. That's one way to do it. So your fire alarm was powered by mains. That's interesting. Like fire alarms in Australia, like most of the smoke alarms we have inside buildings, they can be attached to mains, but they'll typically have a battery backup as well, which I guess is, in the case of a blackout. Had to open everything openable. It's probably not a bad idea, Xenomorph Queen, to avoid, like, when we're talking about someone else, probably not a bad idea to avoid using their real name. Not that Jonathan, makes them super identifiable, but... Had to open everything openable, and then go home with his parents. Yeah, on the couch for 2 days. Jesus. You had to Google polystyrene. Oh, is it not a thing in your area? Man, I remember growing up. You're having difficulty accessing the files. Don't tell me that. I've got an intelligence of 8. I want to hear that. Alright, let's science it. My science of 30. Wow. Wow, that feels anticlimactic. Check this out. You access the computer and quickly scan all available files. After using science on the computer, you find the location of Vault 13 and copy it to your Pip-Boy. That's it. Bam. That's the clue that I had to follow up there. Oh, of course, of course. Across languages. That's really interesting. So, Nublar, if I can ask, what is the word in your local language for polystyrene? Because I just assumed it was a chemical... I foolishly assumed it was a chemical compound that had, like, a universal name. But I guess that's based on Latin roots for English, so it probably has a completely different name in a different language. Oh, okay. I think styrofoam might even be a slightly different thing, but I couldn't say for sure. That might be me just trying to split hairs. Yeah, I remember when we were growing up, it was always the I kind of miss them now, even though they were terrible for the environment. But when you'd go to McDonald's, all the different burgers had slightly different coloured, like polystyrene little cases that they would be in. Like that's how you'd get your burger, and you'd open it up, and inside was your burger. The fillet of fish was blue. The cheeseburger, I want to say, was like orange, but I can't remember past that. Frigolet. Okay. Yeah. You're learning Latin, Xenomorph Queen, are you? Cool. Is that just a curiosity thing, or are you doing that as part of education? That's right. The Big Mac was light brown. That's right. Man, like I'd never set. Well, actually, I say I'd never set foot in a McDonald's, but I did buy chips there recently. Clown food. Food made by clowns. Oh, education. That's cool. You go to a Latin school. Pardon my ignorance, but what do you mean by that? You might have to explain that to me. It's also a church. Yeah, is this just a classical education, or are you looking at doing something like, are you looking at going into medicine? I'm impressed that there are still schools that teach Latin. Horachuna says, I believe that fighting should be avoided at all costs. At the same time, you should need to know when you have no choice. You need to know when you have no choice but to throw the punch. Are you saying, Horachuna, you need to know when to fight, or are you saying you need to know how to fight for those situations? Thank you for that, Codsworth, for chiming in there. We are dealing with a bunch of lovely followers. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where that's coming from, Horachuna. It's a bit of a left field statement. You need to know when. This is a Kenny Rogers thing going on here. If you're familiar with Coward of the County, it is a song that discusses that very conundrum. Although Kenny Rogers, I think. Jesus, I'm dating myself now. I feel old. It's been a long time since you've been in a Macca's. It wasn't just to mooch up their Wi-Fi. I've got to confess, when you're hungry... brief tangent. Brief timeout. Holy shit. We now have the location of Vault 13. Where was it? It was in the place I went to before, but I didn't click the right button. I didn't do the science with my poor science of 30 on the computer, so I missed that the first time around. So all of you who've played Fallout 2, thank you so much for your patience with watching Kevin running around going, where's a clue for Vault 13? I'm not sure where it is. Anyway, moving on. You have no choice to not learn Latin. So is this private schooling, Xenomorph Queen? I'm not sure if that concept translates in your local area, but in Australia we have... Excuse me. We have public schooling, which is paid for by the government, and private schooling, which is often associated with religious institutions. And private schooling, I think it goes the same way in the UK. It's that public and private division. It's only in the US that it's divided. But yeah, like why? That's really interesting. We've got a couple of threads going on here. You gotta know where. Nice, Capta. Going back to the gambler. Could have heard a pin drop as he turned and locked the door. Please no throwing up on stream. I know, that was gross. That was gross. See, this is why I missed my mute button. I'm just going to give up on that button. That Stream Deck button is behaving inaccurately. There we go. I'm back. I'm back again. It's just no. Don't throw your computer out the window. Look, son, it's my gear. It's my gear. Good game. It's my gear. I blame the Stream Deck. My mic button is perpetually in this state of like, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Bear with me for 2 seconds. I'm going to see if I can, I'm just going to change the function on it because it is literally the only button that is not working. Please hold. Ah, that's why. It's lost its source somehow. Collection Fallout source. How can you not know what I want you to do? It's just, yeah, it's fallen down the stairs. It has fallen all the way down the stairs. Yeah, you were saying, I think you were talking about this a while back, son, that that streaming just kind of, like streaming opens you up to sort of certain, it messes with your head a little bit. Is that fair? The mute button, yeah. Look, I hear you. I hear your Fallout source. Ah, Stream Deck really has fallen down the stairs. Alright, we're gonna have to give this up. Like, it can't find my sources. Why? Why? No wonder it's having a day. Alright, let's go back to the game. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Alright, so picking up threads. Picking up threads. I'm not muted. I'm not muted. I'm not vomiting on stream, so that's good. So Xenomorph Queen, you've been homeschooled your whole life. So where is it that you're learning Latin now? Is it as part of homeschooling? I'm confused because you said that you have no choice but to learn Latin. So tell me more. Yeah, I missed your streams too, Capta. Missed you having the time to stream. But by the same token, I'm glad that you're getting work and getting your head above water. I really appreciate that. Did I read your message about how you got suspended? Yes, Horror Tuner. I actually started talking about that after muting myself. I was saying that one of the problems with school, and I was asking if this happened recently or in the past. One of the real problems oftentimes with getting into fights at school is when you respond to someone else, you're often the thing that the teacher then sees rather than the inciting incident. And it can be really frustrating if you're just defending yourself and then suddenly you're getting in trouble. So yeah, I did see that. I would probably say I would fine tune what you're saying, a Horror Tuner, as well, around sort of getting into violence. As someone who's now 43 or thereabouts, I'm at that age where I've got to think. Like, I think the thing that's super important is being able to defend your boundaries and assert your space. I think it's super easy to not get in fights. Like outside of school is a gladiatorial. Like high school personally, high school was a very unpleasant experience for me. And so I don't get people who are like, high school's the best years of your life. But I think it's possible to avoid getting into fights. I didn't get into fights in high school. Haven't gotten into fights really since, but it's important to be able to assert your space and be able to to bear up and get big and ugly at someone. I did not mute myself again. Oh, why did I mute myself again? Because I was muting myself for a moment. I was testing the function, but for some reason Stream Deck is just misbehaving. So yeah, it was not a deliberate thing. As Sun says, it was a pro-stream moment. I'm hovering on the edge of Vault 13, because we've got so much to talk about before we get in there. No, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true, Son. You don't have to assert yourself with physical force, but I think you need to have, in those situations, you need to have a confidence. Well, actually, I mean, you've been in far more extreme situations than me, so I should defer to you here. But I think that there needs to be a confidence, in what you're doing. You need to be comfortable in yourself. I think that's probably one of the best reasons to learn like some form of martial art. Just to be able to like be in escalated scenarios and not be and be a little more comfortable, not be like brrr. Because confrontations are super scary. 42, 43, somewhere around there. Yeah, I'm somewhere around there. Captain. Xenomorph Queen literally recently got into a nice school which is connected to the homeschooling program. You go Monday and Wednesday. You missed those days a few times. Now there's been putting a lot of stress on you. Interesting. Yeah, son, that's a really good point. It's a really good point. Conflict resolution is a good thing. Sometimes though, maybe you run into people where like you can't open that dialogue. It's a good point though. I think even being able to deal with the physical response to a situation, like whether you get that from martial arts or whatever, so that you don't accidentally hurt someone else by going berserk is a good thing too. But you know, I've lived a fairly sheltered life, so I'm probably not the person to speak to there. Very true point, Capdaf. People who think that high school is the best time of their life are often the ones who make it a nightmare for other people. Yeah, quite likely. Or at the very least, let's say the people who peak in high school, and that is a sad state of affairs to peak there. The school is a church, and it teaches Latin. When you say the school is a church, Xenomorph Queen, do you mean it's attached to, or it's associated with a church, or it's literally a church? That's true. I remember you mentioning that, son, that you've done a few years in prison, so you're speaking from far more experience than I am. I'm going to defer to you here. Yeah, I think Son's speaking from a position of hard-won wisdom through experience here. I think Horror-Tuner, I think what Son's talking about though is dealing with that person before it escalates to that point, which is not in any way saying that like the situation is your fault, but saying that there are ways basically that you can manage that person and manage that confrontation for your own safety before it actually gets to that point. Yeah. So yeah, it's certainly not victim blaming in any sense. It's just saying that there are ways basically that you can there are ways of approaching that can make you safer. Basically, I mean, if you want to take it to like a pretentious level, you're basically talking about like Sun Tzu's idea of fighting in the mind before you even get on the battlefield. You're trying basically to get in that person's head, and not in a sinister way, just trying to diffuse them. Yeah. Some other students, maybe 30 or more. Okay, that sounds like a bit of a thing to acclimatize to after homeschooling. I hope you're enjoying it. 2 days a week sounds like a good way of easing into it. You feel sick and scared about going into sort of that larger environment? Yeah, that's got to be frustrating. It's got to be frustrating, Horror-Tuner. It's got to be frustrating, but I guess one thing to remember there a lot of the time is, and it's a sad part of reality, your teachers are just people who are trying to get through the day, which is not excusing them, but it means that they won't always, unless you've got like a really conscientious teacher, in those situations they may not go for or look for the fairest outcome. Oh, okay, so you're sick and scared right now, Xenomorph Queen. Why? What's going on? Whoa! Whoa! Vault 13 has a talking Deathclaw. Yeah, I think a lot of teachers, Horror-Tuner, sort of try and back away from that he said, she said stuff, and it is super frustrating when you're in the right. So I might be missing something obvious, Xenomorph Queen, but can you not turn a light on in your room? If that's what's making you scared? Or if that's what's messing with your head? Alright, let's talk to a Deathclaw. Do not fear me, human. I do not intend to harm you. I am Gruthar. Hang on. Your light is on, but your light's on, but it's still pitch black in your room? I'm confused. If you knew what you know now. What would you change, son? Like about what you did, would you not have been... No, it was on. Sorry, I'm not quite catching you there, Xenomorph Queen. You're saying the light was on, but isn't now. Oh, I see. I suppose once you get comfortable with it, that would be a rabbit hole to fall into. Do not fear me, human. I do not intend to harm you. I am Gruthar, leader of this Deathclaw pack. Why have you come here? How is it possible that a Deathclaw can talk and so well? I want to know if the people are looking for something called a Gek. I want to know what happened to the people. I want to know what happened to the people who once lived here. Let's not tell Gruthar about the Gek just yet. They are gone, human. We did not kill them and take your home. It is not our way to kill. I understand that you may not believe me. Yeah, because you're a Deathclaw. But I hope that you will judge me by my actions toward you and not out of fear or prejudice. You seem to be an honorable being. Okay. That didn't really pan out, so now I've got to... Now I've got to look for something called a Gek. A Gek? Is that not a small lizard? No, wait! It is a gecko, I'm sorry. I do not know what a Gek is or where it can be found. Will you let me look for it? I'm not going to... to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure what it is myself. Would it be alright with you if I looked for it? Yeah, I'm not going to make jokes about him being associated or related to a lizard. Yeah, it's a good point, son. I'm glad that you did actually get the better of the guy. Even if you didn't come out on top in terms of what happened with the teacher. You tend to hallucinate a lot and it freaks you out. That does not sound like fun, Xenomorph Queen. That does not sound like fun at all. Alright, let's be honest with Gruthar. I'm sorry, but I do not allow just anyone to wander these halls. I am responsible for the safety of all who live here, and I must exercise caution. However, I will look for this Gek, and if I find it... I understand your concern. You don't know me well enough to trust me. What if I could help you out somehow and in return? Alright, still a quest. We'll get experience. Gruthar stares at you intently for a moment. I think not. Oh, my karma's coming to bear here. Alright. We tried talking to Gruthar. We tried talking. So have you transferred schools, Tuna? You gave up on school. How does that work? That's not really an option. So, like, what's the plan going forward if you're giving up on school? Like, where do you go from there? The irony. The irony of us talking about conflict resolution and non-violent solutions is not lost to me now that I am having to shoot my way through dealing with Gruthar, because my karma is so low that Gruthar's just like, I'm pretty sure you're evil. 5 primary schools and 1 high school. There should be other options though, surely, like distance, even distance education. Homeschooling? Happened 2 years ago. So what's happened since? Like what have you been doing since? Just working and going through life. When you say working, working, what do you mean there? Ow! Ow!
You have perished.
Oh, okay. Guess who didn't save? Guess who didn't save at Vault 13? That would be me. Let's do that again. Whee! I didn't even save at Vault 15. Good lord. Got caught up in conversations. But you've obviously made a choice there, and I don't want to tell you what to do, Horror Tuner, but couldn't you make the case that in some ways, if you don't matriculate, like if you don't go through getting whatever in your local area they refer to as, like here, it's like we call it matriculation, or in some places it's called high school diploma. Couldn't you make the case that the person that bullied you has kind of won there? No, there's no autosave in Fallout 2. Thing you're most scared of is your own imagination. Yeah, and what you're saying it sounds really unpleasant, Xenomorph Queen. It sounds really unpleasant. Have you found anything that helps with the hallucinations and the paranoia? Like, are you working with anyone about that? Because that sounds like a pretty heavy burden to bear. Alright, let's see how many random encounters we go through this time. You've talked about that with your mum. Well, he may be your best friend. He may be your best friend now, but as a result of all of that, like you've walked away from something that's going to, while it's not pleasant in the moment, like high school sucks, but it's the thing that's going to open up a lot more opportunities for you. And it seems like around the world, like low skilled jobs, and that's not making an assumption about what you're doing, but presumably, like without sort of graduating high school, that would limit the options that are available to you. Those jobs that have lower qualifications, like they're disappearing. They're getting eaten up by automation, by a displaced workforce willing to work for a lot less. Hail, fellow traveler. Where are you headed? So travel one day, and here you are. All right. What do you do? Do odd jobs here and there. Mostly just travel. Yeah, nice talking to you, traveler. That had nothing to do with you leaving. Okay, I'm confused then, because Haruchuna, when you were talking before about the outcome of the disciplinary action, it sounded like, and maybe I'm reading too much into what you said, but it sounded like you were saying as a result of what happened with the school's disciplinary action, like that was the point where you and your mum kind of reached the decision that you would leave. So apologies if I misunderstood there. You find watching streams helpful because you feel like you're with someone. Well, I'm glad that I can help to some small degree. Oh, is that true, son? Weighted blankets can actually help with that. Because I have friends that have like ADHD who use that for overstimulation. I wasn't aware that that can help with panic attacks and that sort of thing. I'm constantly learning. A lot of problems with the school itself. Well, I guess I don't know your circumstances, and I'm not going to tell you what to do, like based on a very narrow intersection with your life. But it does sound like things are. Well, shortest number of words possible. It does sound like your options are aggressively limited now. King Arthur's Knights fighting a rat. It's the next of our Monty Python sequences. Son makes assumptions, wrong ones, and sticks to them. Actually, oh. It's a Vorpal rat, nice. Vorpal rat's gonna kill them all. Arthur was hitting the late for 16 points. Life is too short for all the stress. Yeah, look, to some degree, Horror-Tuner, but, I mean, to be fair, like, education's one of those things that helps make your life a lot less stressful. Let's go back and see if we can mess up the nights. Like, high school sucks, but, you know, it's one of those things that you have to get through to get to the other side. Guilt, fear, and sadness are the things you experience the most. That does not sound pleasant. Xenomorph Queen. Sorry to hear that. Guilt. Is that about like past actions, or does your brain just tend to throw up sort of things that have happened? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I haven't been inside that. I haven't been in that experience. Sorry, I haven't been in that particular experience. No, I understand that, Horror. I'm not saying that you left it early. I'm just saying though that there are like whatever the equivalent is of a high school diploma in your area, like having that. I imagine it's the same there as it is like in a lot of other countries where that's going to open up. It's going to open up options for you that otherwise are closed. You know, things like university. Yeah, that's true. You can, I mean, you can get back to it over time. Yeah, fair enough. I'll drop the subject then. And I'll just say that I'm happy that your current situation is less stress than what it was going through high school. Yeah, I'm probably making a lot of assumptions based on sort of how things work locally here, but in the past, like in Australia, you could go through high school to grade 10 and then you would have other branches of education that were based on trades. So there were ways, basically, that you could get like good certifications, but a lot of that stuff has just disappeared in Australia, which is a shame. Yep, have a wonderful evening, Horror. Thank you so much for your company. And I hope it didn't come across as too preachy. You encounter some mobsters. Could you message your boyfriend to feel a little closer to him? Xenomorph Queen? The food coma is real, Nublar. Oh yeah, it is. Was it good? Was it good? Things that Kevin's going to do this time, he's going to save. Man, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get into Vault 13 because those... Lives 48 away. No hugs, cuddles, or sexy time. Yeah, that does cut down on options. There's always the internet. I'm sure I'm not telling you anything you're not aware of already. 15 nuggets and a large plate of fries. Oh man, that sounds like a good evening. Yeah, that's a good idea, son. Writing a long email. I find that can make me feel closer to people. Maybe it'll work for you. Take your head back to the Elder. Karga will cry. Who's Karga? Band of angry marauders. Long distance relationships are tough. I definitely feel for you. There's, you know, being away from someone, being away from the person that you're close to. That's tough. Until very recently, I thought chicken nuggets were made of chicken offal. Aren't they? Are they not made of, like... You know, the same way that sausage is made from... Let's not go into which parts of the animal. Stop talking about food. Why is that? Oh, because you're not feeling good. You know, you're feeling nauseous. Oh, just because it makes you hungry. Oh. Well, if you're hungry, maybe you should eat. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. I'm not sure what we're gonna do when we get to Vault 13 because that Deathclaw, Gruthar just tore through me. They're made of chicken meat. Oh, okay. Prime cuts. There you go. Better than sausages. Oh wow, the ground's a weird color now. Benzos and half a bottle of vodka. That sounds like a very Hunter S. Thompson approach to the situation. Your constitution is capable of processing an alarming amount of alcohol. May not be the answer for everyone else. It's 3 AM. You can eat at 3 AM, surely? Eat when you're hungry. Are you worried about disturbing other people in the house? Can I plant a bomb in a cigar and give it to him? I feel like I wish I could. I really wish I could. I stick a grenade in his ribcage. You can't... It's 3 AM, you can't get food. Oh, I thought there would have been food in the house. Wait, what? The Cafe of Broken Dreams. What's going on here? Is this like a Nighthawks reference? What is this? As being run by a stealth character. What? It was Damon Paul. Can't believe I didn't make it the final cut in Fallout 1. I was originally one of the hero models. A black hero model. What? Breakfast at Tiffany's. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can talk to Tandy. No? Man, this is some... What the heck is going on here? This is awesome. It's weird though. Oh yeah, there's Nuka-Cola in the fridge. Also too scared to get up. Ah. Would a torch help in your rooms, you know? Would that help with the light? Set! The leader of the ghouls. Good lord! Oh wow. Save. Alright, let's save the game. It's probably a good point for it. What the F is going on here? Hang on, just gonna make sure nothing's on fire. Getting messages, which is not something that normally happens this time of night. Alright. Nothing is on fire! Never seen so many saves and reloads in my life. Sorry I didn't have better skills in combat skills in Fallout 1, I guess I didn't get out much. Vince Donato. I'm black, you figure it out. Don't do that, guys. This is where all the development detritus ended up. This is interesting. Is there anything else in here? So there's the character models. I feel like I should just sit here for a few minutes. Thank you for the suggestion to take a save, Capta. I'm probably just going to leave this running at some point and just capture the video. It's funny, but it's not the... probably not the kind of thing where I just want to sit here right now. It's a play on the Boulevard of Broken Dreams painting. The Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Which depicts dead film stars. Congratulations to Xenomorph Queen for reaching the rank of aspirant. Boulevard of Broken Dreams. That's the night. Is that the Nighthawks Cafe painting, son? Or am I getting confused? Oh no, Captaf, you've left it too late. Now your body's crashing. Post sugar crash. There's something special you can do here, and I'm not going to figure it out unless I spoil it. Isn't there a way to get like Yeah, look, spoil away. I vaguely recall like there's a way to get dog meat or something like that. There's a way to like time travel back into Fallout 1. So by all means, please do spoil. Because yeah, this is, I get the feeling this is going to be super obscure. Put on a Vault 13 jumpsuit and talk to Dogmeat. Okay, where would I find a Vault 13 jumpsuit? Because I don't have one on me. Maybe I can get my car back. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be something? Can I steal one? He was alright looking. Oh, good lord, I've got to kill someone. If you just ask with bullets. Well, I mean, that's a pretty... it's a pretty Erika way to do it. Excuse me, sir. Could I possibly have your outfit? I don't think that worked very well. Dogmeat's now gone hostile. Hostile, even. Yeah, it looks like that's not gonna work. Let's try that again. Yeah, yeah, thanks, CapTap. Dogmeat's gone hostile. Yeah. Well, leather jacket was the outfit that befriended you to You know what? Actually, I'm gonna look this up. We're gonna lose music for a moment because I'm gonna look this up because I'm super curious. Fallout 2 Cafe of Broken Dreams. Oh, that's true. I am wearing a jumpsuit underneath all of that. Oh, okay. If I take off all armor, I can get Dogmeat as a companion. Alright. Hang on. Attacking Dogmeat makes a man in a leather jacket appear and retaliate. There's a reference to the movie Mad Max 2. Nice. Cafe of Broken Dreams is a reference to the famous painting Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Let's have a look see at that. You are usually right. That is correct. That is correct. Why did I think... Yeah, I know exactly the painting. Yeah, why did I think of that as... That's the one that I was thinking of. For some reason I thought of it as Nighthawks. Now I'm super confused. Let's watch Kevin Google things. This is premium content. Nighthawks Cafe. Nighthawks Cafe. Hang on. Oh, hang on. Okay. There's layers going on here, folks. I've got it. Alright. So. Get naked for Dogmeat. Okay. So here's the Boulevard painting. Alright. I believe... So I'm not silly. I believe that here's Nighthawks. Woo. Let's go forward. I'm pretty sure Nighthawks, like Boulevard of Broken Dreams, is a reference to Nighthawks, or it's using Nighthawks and it's just inserted instead of the everyday folks that are in the original Nighthawks painting, because it's the same cafe. It's Philly's Cafe. It's substituted them for famous people, like celebrities. So there you go. Oh, it even says on the page, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, reinterpretation by Hellwyn of Edward Hopper's painting Nighthawks. Aha! I learned something. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much for making that point, son. I never would have put that thread together otherwise. All right. This is going to be a pain too because I'm going to get super unencumbered. Yeah, I just had the word Nighthawks in my... Oh, here we go. This might not be super painful, man. I just can't pick anything else up. I'm just going to be over encumbered for a spell. Dog gives a low whine when it sees the vault suit. It looks like it wants to come with you. Yeah, come on, boy. Time to do some damage. See my mean looking dog. I wonder if I can get... I think I'll just leave Dogmeat alone. Alright, so follow me differently is a different companion style. Stick close. Stay far away and watch my back. Yeah, stick close. There we go. Keep a medium distance. That's what we want. I didn't even know when I learned like about the Nighthawk's painting. It was just something that was stuck in the back of my head. It's one of those stupid bits of trivia. But thank you. Like Boulevard of Broken Dreams, I never knew the right name for the painting because I'd always thought that was the Nighthawk's painting. Yes, Nublar, you were right. Nublar was right. Removing all the armors worked. And now I've got Dogmeat. And thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, folks. I never would have... Yeah, I never would have guessed that I could do that. I wouldn't have thought to do that. And it's kind of... It goes to what I was talking about earlier this evening. Like, a lot of the things you can do in games like this just require a lot of experimentation. Just being willing to try and see what sticks. Are you following me now, Dogmeat? I'm going to assume you are. Where'd you go, Dogmeat? Alright. Let's go have a look in here. See what's there. Yep, Dogmeat's following. Yes, we've got some Dogmeat. I think Dogmeat's going to have a very bad time when we get to Vault 13, though. It's going to be terrible. Cafe of Broken Dreams. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. That took us down a really interesting rabbit hole. The unwashed villagers hunting a spammer. I want an online version. Unwashed villagers. Alright, so this is... Getting all of those... That perk that gives us the special encounters is really firing off tonight. Vorpal Rat Cave, Cafe of Broken Dreams. I love... Oh, that's a location I can go back to now too. Hey, Damien Wise. Yes, we just had a big conversation about paintings because there was a Cafe of Broken Dreams inspired by Boulevard of Broken Dreams, and I'd always thought of that painting as Nighthawks, and I was wrong because Nighthawks is the original painting. So we were going through. There's a couple of links in chat you should be able to see that have the original painting and the Nighthawks. Sorry, Boulevard of Broken Dreams painting as well. So we've been doing a learn. In Burb speak, we've been doing you a learn. Been learning a lot. The other thing I've been learning this evening is, for the love of God, save your game. He just fell down. Just fell over. It's one of the terrifying things that I noticed was happening. I'd heard a couple of people pointing it out, and I noticed it when we were playing on Wednesday night, Resident Evil 2. The game kind of reinserts bodies into like the points where you've killed them, and so they'll kind of move sometimes when you're running through the place. Really terrifying. How's your evening going, Damien Wise? And the question, as always, for a Friday night is, what is the best thing that has happened to you this week? Now, we're retreading, Damien Wise, we're retreading old territory here because I got all the way to Vault 13, to the Vault 13, and then, like a numpty, I didn't save my game. Oh, I left some stuff here before. I wonder if I should pick that up. Probably should. Given that I've got all of the encumbrances at the moment with my power armor. Oh, going back to our conversation earlier about sort of like fighting, knowing how to fight, that sort of stuff. One interesting thing that's happened recently, and it hasn't come from really a self-defense urge, primarily. But I'm gonna be starting to. I'm gonna see what training in Sistema is like, the Russian martial art. Because there's a group that does it locally, and I've been doing a lot more physical training with my personal trainer. I've actually probably been working with him now for, it's probably been a year, just to get ready for being able to do motion capture in video games. And it's opened me up to, like, I've always used my voice for stuff. I've always loved using my voice, but I haven't used my body a lot. I've always I've always tried to keep fit, but other than that, I haven't really enjoyed using my body. But after working with him, like, I've been really digging it, and so I just want to do something that involves a little more movement and a little bit more physical, I guess, physical intelligence. So yeah, I'm going to go do Sistema. Check the legality. I've got an info sheet. From the people who are delivering the training. Like, I couldn't tell you the exact pedigree, but when you say check the legality, please explain. Tell me more. What's the concern there, son? So this was the interesting anticlimax from before, Damien Wise. Like, I learned the location of Vault 13 by doing a science on the computer, and then that's it. Now we know where Vault 13 is. And now we're going to go and meet a very interesting person who's going to try and kill me a second time. What I can say about the Sistema, like, while I'm waiting to hear back from you. Now, here we go. Real Sistema is illegal in a lot of places because it is not a self-defense based martial art. Well, at least one of the... It's about killing people outright and with all haste. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I did not know that. The only tidbits I really knew about it was that it had a focus on grappling and evasion, but I did not know that it was that. I suspect it's not that because my personal trainer recommended them, and he found, like, he was talking about it from a place of, like, learning specific movement. So, I don't know. I'll find out. Yeah, I mean, I assume that they're legal because they train in a public place, they have a website, so, you know, they're advertised. I could be wrong. Yeah, I'll find out. What I will, like, it's an interesting one. Yeah, I did not know that about Sistema. There you go. Very interesting. I've done a learn. Another learn. Alright, actually, let's stay here and save as like a halfway point, just in case. Yeah, yeah, I'll report from the front lines then about, like, what it's like. Because I should be going next Wednesday to do it. Although that being said, I've got a shoot. I'm doing a shoot for a video game or an interactive thing on Thursday, so maybe I'll skip it to the week after. I don't want to end up hurting myself or have a black eye when I'm going to be on set. I will. I hope it's a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining us, Capdav. I'm glad that the peanut M&Ms have treated you well. Sleep well. And yeah, enjoy work, man. And yeah, I will, I'll deal with the Deathclaw. I'll let you know how all of that turns out. Yeah, absolutely agreed. They are awesome. Like, as a bit of a tragic teenager, I used to do them from a point of view of, like, being able to turn my body into a deadly weapon. But nowadays, I'm just more interested in getting a chance to, like, it's a form of physical expression. Deal with the devil, Deathclaw. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Deathclaw is a step up from Devil. You the same? Yeah, well, I mean, given your experiences, I can understand that. And that's kind of like... Holy! Did you folks see that? Dogmeat just tore into a giant scorpion. And just ripped it apart. Oh, it's a rad scorpion. What kind of damage do we have there? 7, 13, 8. Oh, okay, these are just rad scorpions. Man, that was impressive. That was impressive. Do it. Do it, Dogmeat. God damn. Oh, man. Dogmeat did not come to play. Looked more cool than it was. He's still doing solid damage there. Like, that's comparable. Like, if Dogmeat keeps doing that to enemies, depending on, like, regardless of their armor, that's comparable to the output I'm getting from firearms. But yeah, I don't know. Like, you've talked a little bit about your experiences, son. Like, mine sort of came from unpleasant aspects of my upbringing. But yeah, like, I think you moved past that point, and it's just fun to use your body in different ways. Like, it wakes your brain up. Ooh, a Tin Woodsman. Oh, okay. So, I don't have... I see a man in some type of armor. Great. I don't have an oil can. Oh, let's see if we can find one around here then. It did look very cool. Alright, let's see if we can find an oil can in here. Do we have a door to get in? There's a door? Is there an oil can? The Tin Woodsman is stuck. It's a rock? I get the feeling this is going to be another one of those almost puzzles. Oh! No, it's not. Oil can. Oil can and caps. Always had dancing for the physical experience, but martial arts I did when I was younger was all about being able to put the hurt in other people. You take boxing classes. Oh yeah, hats off to you. Boxing is one that I'd really love to do. Yeah, for the same reason, because it's one of the most physically grueling things you can do with your time. Kudos to you for boxing. Boxing, do you find, son, that boxing is a good mental exercise too, between you and your sparring partner? Damien Wise says that this week the best thing is a tie between creative and personal fitness. That sounds like a good mix. Thanks a lot. You have no idea how long I've been stuck here. Well, I'll take this for your trouble. I have to go. What do I get? What do I get? Take this. What's this? Ooh, I'm over encumbered again. What did I get? Wasn't really descriptive on what I got there. Taking part in the first of a 3-session tabletop RPG based on Tales from the Loop! World building is transplanted to early 1980s working class Thatcher Britain. The players are familiar with from TV shows such as Edge of Darkness, gotcha, original, not remake. Off to a great start, already wishing we could run it for more than 3 sessions. The GM has an arc in mind and that structure can work very well. Yeah, 3 sessions, for time poor players, 3 sessions feels like a really good way of structuring like a short campaign. Getting back into the gym, work as a free on-site gym, and it's taken you a fucking year to make time in it for your weekly schedule. So far, so good. Oh, that's awesome! That's awesome. That sounds like a really great week, Damien Wise. Kudos to you for that. Hat is off. Hat is off. All hats are off for you. Yeah, Tales from the Loop. Simon Stalenhag's stuff is just amazing. He has a really interesting eye for world building. Oh, and the thing that I asked Son was whether you find boxing an interesting mental challenge as well. Sort of dealing with the strategic part of boxing with a sparring partner, whereas most of what you do, in your classes, is it mostly like pad work and stuff like that? Alright, we're over encumbered. Let's drop a thing or two. I just picked up all these weapons because I thought that could use them, but... Or sell them. That's probably a better way of saying it. A 45 caliber. I just picked up a bunch of... Oh, it's 44 caliber. It's one caliber short. Can I cram 44 caliber into a 45 caliber gun? What will happen when I try? Bad things. But yeah, three session structure to mirror sort of that the 3-act structure. Sounds really cool. Being able to deal with your characters at their inception, a rise to power, and then a conclusion. Gonna keep going. Difference between an ongoing weekly, monthly RPG that's open-ended and something that's short arc is the difference between an epic book or TV series and a short story. It's tightly structured in the pacing of the story. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say even Damien-wise, the comparison maybe, given that you've already referenced, like, UK pop culture, the difference between a really good BBC series like Ultraviolet being 7 episodes and feeling so lean, and it leaves you wanting more, versus like a 23 or 24 episode show, or even some of the Netflix shows where people are like, that could have been like 2 episodes shorter. I get what you mean though. It's that leanness, that feeling of just being super taut. Don't spar. Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay. Bugger. Yeah, it still sounds awesome for fitness though. Don't run endless campaigns these days. Yeah, like who has the time? It's funny, I really wish... It's one of those things, it's like so much in life. I wish that I could go back to the time when you had all of the time to run campaigns with all of the knowledge that you have now about like what makes a good campaign and how to play well and be able to make the most of that time. But I guess that's, you know... I guess that's the it's the trade-off. Yeah, Ultraviolet is so good. Wasn't that... Hey, that had Idris Elba in it, didn't it? Idris Elba, like early career Idris Elba. Yeah, I've got friends who fantasize about sort of getting together like in a living commune and then just running an ongoing campaign in retirement. Oh yeah, Idris Elba. Idris Elba is a man that I would turn for. He's a good-looking man. And he has incredible charisma too. Alright, let's do this. Vault 13, you got my Gek. Give me the Gek, please. Asking nicely. He is a star. He's a guy who does work too. Like he was in, Jesus, he was in the second Ghost Rider film. He was in the, I guess, Dark Tower. Like Ghost Rider 2, you're there basically for a very specific reason. You know, like you're there to pay bills. But the Dark Tower probably was a safe bet. Like, I mean, Jesus, who would turn down the chance to play Roland, especially playing it against like everyone's assumption of the race? Needs more cowbell, yeah. Really, explore the space of Vault 13. Fellas, that's 2 good saves ruined. Alright. Looking for something called a Gek. Let's just go straight to it this time. Gek. So we've been here before, Damien Wise. This is the point where I got torn apart. To be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure what it is myself. Would it be alright if I look for it? can understand your concern. You don't know me that well enough to trust me. What if I can help you out somehow? In return, you allow me to look around. Yeah. Gruthar stares at you intently for a moment.
I think not. I can sense the evil in you, human. I cannot risk the lives of those I protect by taking a chance with you.
Alright. And now we get on to the shoots. Because last time I did this, I got brutally killed. This time, I'm taking all the drugs. We're playing for keeps here. Jet! And next, buff out. To buff me out. Yeah, Idris Elba is someone who's just done incredible work throughout his career. Just so good. Up there with Lance Reddick is just an amazing, amazing actor. Are you running any campaigns at the moment, son? By the way? Because I know you picked up some new books. Are you running anything? Single shot. How you doing? Ooh, the eyes at 54%. I don't think I can justify that. 88 hit points in a forceful blow. That was different. That was better. So soon after getting dog meat, I'm going to end up killing dog meat with a grenade. God damn, it's that Deathclaw. It's the one that comes in. Alright, let's get rid of you, son. Not you, son. Let's get rid of the Deathclaw. That was awkward. Not you! I'm not getting rid of you! I called the Deathclaw son as in Sonny Jim. Whew! It's an awkward moment. 33 points. That's not bad. Alright, let's use those 4. Let's use those 4. Yeah. Not the right epithet to use on an enemy. Oh, speaking of Idris Elba, I've got to say, we were talking, it was Wednesday night, we were talking about Fast and the Furious. Yeah, no, sorry about that. Sorry. We were talking about Fast and Furious films on Wednesday night. Idris Elba's role in the new Fast and the Furious film just looks delightfully fun. That looks so good. Oh yeah. Yeah. Pacific Rim. Yeah, Rinko Kikuchi, Idris Elba, you're absolutely right. Theon, could you go away, Theon? Man, buff out and jet is just making no difference to how quickly that thing is tearing through me. I mean, apart from the fact that I'm alive now. Alright, let's use this. Hot damn. Could you potentially fuck right off? 50 points in the groin. I'll take it. Because yeah, Gruthar, I don't want to jinx myself, but Gruthar wasn't doing damage before. Oh wow, the sounds for when they get hit are fantastic. $64 points. Thank you for coming. Ah, and that second shot is really going to help. 46 points. Whew. Ow. Ah, don't crit me. Don't crit me, bro. Yeesh. Alright. This is going to take some work. And I can't... Oh, I suppose I can leave the conversation peacefully. I could do that when I first have it, and then just... critically hit. Alright. Now I've got the upper hand. Let's get rid of Gruthar. Yeah, the thing about Idris Elba, I don't think... Like, I've seen him in bad films, but I don't think he's ever been bad in a film.
You have died. Your quest to find the Garden of Eden and return it to your village has failed.
Ow, ow, ow. Alright. That's why we say. Alright. Let's load for bear. What are you? Pulse grenade. Alright. I don't think... Alright, this time, just in case, let's take our combat drugs straight away. Because from memory, the minute I go in here, it automatically puts me up next to Gruthar. There's no gaming it. Oh no, I can open the door. What is it there? That's the door. Alright. I've used my jet and I've used my buff out. Let's start the party. Let's get this party started right. Hey! There we go, and that blocks the doorway. We've got a tactic here. Then I'm just fighting Gruthar. Oh! Oh! Turns out when I'm just fighting Gruthar, Gruthar gets feisty. Wow. Going for the ground. See how we go. Yeesh. Ow. Ow. Feels like the game's balancing. And it's only letting one Deathclaw hit me at a time. And these are some nasty Deathclaws. Damn it. Alright, I'm still gonna block the doorway. That's the other thing I should do. I should reload before the combat. Jesus. Just tearing into me. And this is in power armor. This is in the power armor. Ow, ow, ow. There we go. Gruthar was killed. The game has glitched somewhat. What's all happening? Wait, am I out of stim packs already? No, I'm not. Whew. Wait, grab Thar's hammer. What savings? Yeah, I guess we'll see how we go. I was kind of hoping to get both of them at the same time with the grenades, but I guess that's just not an option. Alright, I'm going to use those 2 points to reload. This fight feels doable. Except when the game crashes? Come on, game. Don't crash. Come on, baby. Don't do that to me. What are we doing, folks? What are we doing? Oh, where's my cursor? Hello? Cursor? My computer is confused. I think Fallout ate my cursor. No! Oh, this is a new one. Oh, Fallout 2. Come on, computer, seriously. Like, seriously. Oh no, don't make me have to reboot. This could be exciting times, folks. This could be very exciting times. Where? Oh, there it is. It's back. Praise. Praise be. Praise be to whatever brought it back. Don't tell me Streamlabs is having the problem. I do not want to hear that. I'm not here for that. Streamlabs. Console. Alright, please let me know if you're having any issues with Streamlabs OBS. Seems to be grumpy at the moment. Oh wow, yeah. Alright, task manager. Kill a bunch of tasks. Excellent, thank you. Please hold. I think, oh good, it was just Fallout 2 that was gumming up the works. I got a bit paranoid because I've got a CPU flaw, a CPU fan flaw I should say. My CPU fan has a problem and it just popped up this evening. So there's always the exciting prospect. There we go. There's always the exciting prospect of just melting my computer. There's a weird bald dude on your screen. I would do something about that. I would not let that stand. Alright. There we go. Alright. Take 2. So this time we're going to reload as well. Yeah. Alright. Grenades. So So let's save. Just with those two simple choices made, because they're pretty straightforward. Tempted to do one of the tricks about smuggling a grenade into Gruthar, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I think once Gruthar sends me away, I won't be able to get back in. Alright, let's do the thing. How are we going? We got an hour left. Excellent, we have plenty of time. Let's do this. But yeah, I'm super excited for the new Fast and Furious because Idris Elba playing a delightfully over-the-top villain. Yes. Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham doing buddy cop drama, playing off against each other. Yes, that's fun. All right. Pew 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 pew. Could I interest you in just a lot of explosions? Pew pew pew! Oh wow! That long shot hit Gruthar for 46. Wow. And then the game just lets me know who's boss by Gruthar hitting me for like 33 points with the first blow. Just ow. Ow, 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 ow. Just in case I felt, you know, just in case I felt too good about what was happening there. Lol, indeed. Alright. Let's blow a hole. Let's blow a hole in Gruthar. $44 points. That's not bad. That's actually about as good as what I'm getting from the snipes. I might just hit Gruthar with non-targeted and bank those AP. Yeah, 41 points. Wow. I'll just use that. It's better than the cold shots we're doing. Ow, ow, ow. Just quit it. Just quit it, Gruthar. I know you're having a bad day, but come on. Just come on. Doing shots? Why not? Why not? Yeah, 45. Man, that's doing better than the... It's doing better than the cold shots were. Well, there's my tactic, I guess. It is Friday. There we go. Goodbye, Gruthar. And then the weird glitchy thing happens there. Claw melee weapon, which has no graphic attached to it. Okay. It's supposed to be a Deathclaw hand. Yeah, I guess that was the case. And it's just referencing a tile that's not there for some reason. Game, give me some slack here. Ow, 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 ow. Still can't believe that that's cutting through the buff out and the jet that harshly. Just ouch. $44, nice. 44, nice. No, come on. Oh, 4 points left. Come on. No. No, if I throw that, it's going to hit me. God damn it. Do I have anything in my inventory that can help me right now? Two maximum action points. Oh, okay. So cranking a second jet, potentially worth it. There it is.
Life ends in the wasteland.
So close. Alright. I learned something. I'm gonna crank that second jet. The withdrawal is gonna be really nasty, but gonna do it, folks. Whew. This is a tough fight. So close. So close. Let's try something. Let's try something. Alright, so I can I throw it? No. Ah, damn it. Geck. Around. I'll be leaving that. Alright, thank you. I'll leave. It does throw me out of the vault. This is going to end poorly. Can I open the door? Yes, I can. Alright, that doesn't work as well as I'd hoped. Alright. So I can't throw it. If I could throw the plastic explosive... Oh, hang on, let's... Maybe I can throw the smaller plastic explosive. I wonder if that does more damage. Let's see what I can do. It's 11:04 PM. Was there any other housekeeping we wanted to do this week? Oh, one thing I did want to say, for those of you who went around on Wednesday night, is a giant thank you for being part of the 10K challenge stream for Sunless Skies. We got a message back from the Sunless Skies devs. I'll post it in Discord over the weekend, but they confirmed 480 minutes as part of the total of 10,000, so we helped raise £480 for special effect, which is pretty awesome. And it was your company that helped make that stream go by. It helped time fly. Alright, set timer. That's gonna let me drop it on the ground. That's not really what I want to do either. I can, that's the closest I can get. Let's get out of the way. It was worth a try. Yeah, it's kind of a non-event. Oh! Jesus, I hit dog meat for 64 points. Now, I could go to grenades here, but the grenades are actually doing less damage than those uncalled shots. So I think I might just stick with ow. Although now there's two of them. Wonder what... I didn't want to do that. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm just going to try and get around them. Hi, Gruthar. I've come to kick your ass. Alright, let's talk then. Alright. Ow, 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 ow. Good lord, that's just the opening. Alright, let's do the whole cocktail. So what I'm curious about here is if I can just go and use the lift. I wonder if I can try that. Use one. Use two. Withdrawal from this is just going to be a bitch. It really is. Dogmeat was killed. Yeah, there you go. I kind of was afraid that was going to happen. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Can I just waltz on in and go down the lift? Let's find out. I have all the action points in the world. Maybe I can. Let's see what that does for me. Had to use the super stim pack, which was less than ideal. Let's heal up a little bit. Alright, let's see what's around. And then Fallout crashes. For reals this time. No! No Fallout! Bad Fallout. Alright, I'm going to take a chance to grab some water and some snacks then. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. So now's a good time. If you're going to grab refreshments, do so. I'll be back in just a sec. Oh, and I'll mute as well. So I'm glad I took a second to jump away from Fallout 2, and not just because it crashed on us, but it reminded me of something that I was thinking about today. Like, we made a... Thank you, game. We made a role-playing choice at the start of Fallout 2, and I decided I was going to play an evil character. And I feel like overall that has made the experience of Fallout 2 fundamentally much less interesting. It's closed us off from a lot of content. And part of that has been me just, in some situations, just running straight into the middle of things and shooting people, really directly and abruptly. But also here, it's now basically creating this situation where, because of my inherent karma, I can't get into Vault 13 and complete this quest. So yeah, I think overall it's definitely made the game less interesting than if we'd played sort of either an evil or sort of a middle-of-the-road character. I was going to say, didn't recognize that name from chat. Alright. Let's do the drug thing. Boop. Get those extra 2 action points, because I think they will make a world of difference. Step on in. And throw those grenades. Hey, who wants to live forever? Love the Queen reference in the name there. It is an awesome video game. We were just talking about the fact that the evil path in this game is a little bit less interesting than being good. How's your evening / morning / day going? Who wants to live forever? How is life treating you? Ow. 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 Ow! Just... wow. Just... harsh. Nothing special so far. Well, thank you for coming and joining us here. Just got takeout. Oh, you just got takeout from the local vegan restaurant, son. What'd you get? Torture me with your food. What delicious foods did you get? Quit it. Quit it. Quit it. Quit it. Alright, that still gives me 4 points to go into my inventory, which is pretty good. Mix of Indian dishes. Oh, nice. I may have gotten 4 servings. Well, that sounds like, that sounds like a good way to set yourself up for the weekend, too. Ah, speaking of Indian food, I cooked with black salt for the first time last weekend. I'd never used it before, and it was an eye-opener. Alright, let's use what stim packs we have left. It's hard, well, not hard, but it took a bit of work to get Indian black salt. Eat, little piggy. For tomorrow's after the butchers. Nice. Because yeah, there's no non-violent way into. There's no non-violent way into the vault once you're evil. Now, can I throw a grenade in the direction of the doctor? No, I can't see the doctor once they're there. So I'll just bank that AP. For all the good it's doing me. Man! Oh, come on. No.
The wasteland has claimed your life.
Ow!
A royal...
Alright. I'm gonna try the just walking through thing. Just walking through thing. I think that's gonna have more success. Just running around them to get to the bottom of the vault. Oh no, that's fair. Look, I'm getting the game I played. Alright, let's try something else. Could really use a stealth boy right about now. Yeah, I figured that wouldn't quite work. Come on over. Might as well try. I haven't taken my drugs. That's okay. This might actually work. Alright, let's see what happens. By making Gruthar use all his AP to get to me, that actually made that first round a little more bearable. I haven't used my super stim pack yet, so fingers crossed. Alright, let's save the game down here. So yeah, like your point about not wanting, like if I want non-violent solutions I shouldn't have played a spree killer, that's fair, but I think there's also a case to be made there. Like there's only really two options it's giving me if you compare it to say some of the confrontations in Fallout 1. Although, I guess I'm probably thinking of like when we fought the Master, like there's a bunch of different ways to come at the Master. But with this, like I could either talk or I could fight. I couldn't sneak. Oh, now everyone's flagged as violent. Who are you? So yeah, it's making my options far less interesting. Because now, even though I'm flagged on sneak, like I'm hostile, so I'm not going to be able to do anything other than just kill these people, which is a shame. There you go, dog meat, you do it. Goodbye, Ariel. I will never know your story, Ariel. So yeah, it's just a shame. And I think this is actually the first situation though where like a global karma, like I've had sort of global karma come and affect me. Alright, let's get up in the inventory. Yeah, you're right though. Ultimately I'm definitely reaping what I sowed. Chew all of the... Because if this Deathclaw is as difficult as the other Deathclaw, like, there's no way that I'm going to be able to get through that fight. I just do not have the heals, and they just tear through my armor. Hello, Voldis. Except for the fact it's what I usually do. It is. To be fair, there's normally an incentive. As mild as it might be to begin with. I missed. Thought that was going to be a critical miss for a second. Can't evolve this, why can't I? Ah, because I don't have enough AP for you. That's not going to hit anyone. That was a terrible shot. Come on, dog meat. Hurt the people you can hurt. Don't go for the humans. $82 points. I will take that. Thank you. Let's see where this goes. Ooh. Yeah. We laid waste to a lot of places in Fallout 1 because of misunderstandings. One time because the game was bugged and wouldn't let me past. That was a dim day. Oh, missed. I'm just going to hit you people normally. Oh, there you go. Ariel, you may want to reconsider your life choices. Because this is going to be another bloodbath. This is just going to be going through this entire place and laying waste to it. Did that drop anything? It's right shift, isn't it? There you go. And there's that melee weapon again. Cannot get there. Yeah, cannot get there. There we go. Oh, because I ran out of AP. Fair enough. Alright. Let's save another slot. Yes, let's overwrite that. Roll 13 down 2. Yeah, I think for Fallout 3, I think we're definitely going to go for someone more, at least middle of the road, or ideally noble. Alright, here's the old trick. Which of these has a different name? Computer, 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 computer. Oh, the drugs are starting to wear off. This is going to be bad. Computer, computer, computer. What about you? Yeah. Let's go all the way over there. Computer. 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 Hey Heron, how you doing? How's your day treating you? Computer. 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 We are in Vault 13 at the moment, having shot our way in because folks don't like us. Violence is ensuing. What the heck is that? You see a robed figure, a very large robed figure. Let's take some stim packs to get ahead of that hit point loss. No stress, have a great day. Aw, you're too kind. Well, I hope the hecticness of the day doesn't get too much. Do we want to kill a child? Small girl wearing a yellow dress. I don't think we want to kill a child. We want to leave that child around. That child is going to continue the story by coming back for revenge. We're going to do a very overt Kill Bill homage. Computer? Computer. Alright, so I don't think there's anything in there that I want. So it's not worth going in and talking to the rogue figure because I'm going to have to hurt them because I'm flagged as hostile. So let's go in here. And let's see what exciting people are in here waiting for mayhem. Things I would really love this place to have. Stim packs. Just like a lot of stim packs would be good. Oh, it's a Deathclaw nest. Let's hop out of here. I don't need to do anything with that. Let's pop back into sneak mode. What do we got going on here? Computer, 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 steel wall. Alright, let's go into this room. Because I remember in Vault 13, I vaguely recall. Actually, no, I'm thinking of a different vault. I'm thinking of the Master's Vault from Fallout 1. I remember computers around here having special purpose. Oh wow. Not seeing any computer here differentiating itself from anything else. It's interesting. I would have expected. Well, I guess I can go talk to the Overseer. Which is probably going to be violent. Let's go see what that's going to look like. Oh, it's just a gentleman there. Computer terminal. Alright, let's use the computer terminal. There's no Overseer. How interesting. You cannot find anything obviously wrong with it. What do you do? Run the diagnostic program. You're certain the system should have set up. However, the keyboard's input seems disabled. The only thing left is to look inside. You find that the system has been deliberately sabotaged. One of the circuit boards, the voice recognition module. Voice recognition module. I swear I've run into one of those somewhere. I swear I have run into a voice recognition module somewhere. Alright, let's hope that this gentleman is going to help. No, you're not. Oh dear. Now I've got to fight him while... I've got to fight Jimmy while I'm coming down off my drugs. Oh wow, I've got 3 AP. That I was not wrong when I said that come down was gonna be bad. Here you go, dog meat. Do it. Do it. Goodbye, Jimmy. Yeah, I swear I've run into one of those voice recognition modules elsewhere. So that's our next quest. It's a MacGuffin. Oh no. I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to fight a Deathclaw in this state. It's not going to happen. Oh, there we go. Looks like it's going to make short work of me anyway. Is there, perchance, a voice recognition module maybe somewhere else in the vault? There we go. Come on. Here I am. Kill me. Do it. Do it now. There it is.
Your life ends in the wasteland.
Voice recognition module. Where to go from here? Is that voice recognition module? Well, we've looked at level... I suppose we've looked at level 3. Let's go have a look at level 2. Which I can do from this save. Because there's no containers or anything on this level. There's no lockers that I can find. So let's go back up to level 2 and see what's around there. Yeah, I've definitely run into someone selling a voice recognition module before. Yeah, this Deathclaw is going to kill me as well. Oh, the dog meat got in 2 points. Not bad. What to do? Three points. Go dog me. Thank you for the reminder there, Codsworth, too. Yeah, we are. Hitman 2 subathon approaches. We're still 10 followers off. We're getting very close. Looking forward to that. Hey there. Hey now, Georgie boy. Gordon was hit for 35 points and stayed up. Gordon was then hit for more and did not. Let's pop out of combat. Hostile creatures nearby. Alright, who's around? Please don't let it be another Deathclaw. 180 points. What am I looking at here? See a symbol? Nothing even remains. See a tall, slender man. I don't think I'm gonna find a voice recognition module on this floor either. Like, it's pretty sparse. Okay. Okay, folks. Let's go. Let's access the records. Because here's the thing. Like, looking for Vault 13, I missed that one computer that I could have looked at to find that clue. Voice recognition module? It's somewhere out there in the wilderness. I'm not going to go randomly around the place. So let's find out. Part 2, voice recognition module. Or you can find one on the second floor in Vault 8. Let's see. Fix the Vault 13 computer. I don't know how this is going to go. So I'm glad I looked at some information here. So I'm looking at a wiki and it's saying that it's part of the quest to fix the computer in Vault 13, but I'm not going to be able to do that quest if I'm flagged as combative, like if I'm hostile to the people in Vault 13. This is interesting. This is confusing me even more. Alright, well. Okay, I know where I can find one. So let's pop back into the game and let's assume for the moment that going forward that I'm going to be able to use it in some way. Because I figure if everyone here is hostile, I think there's another option which is probably going to be available to me. Which is, if the computer is responding, then it might be able to give me the GEC. I can just take the GEC for myself. Let's see how we go with that. How far are we from where we want to go? A ways away. Or Reno is closer. Let's go to Reno. Whee! See how this goes. Intriguing! Intriguing. Because I can see information about a quest that I get if they like me, but they don't. They do not like me in Vault 13. It's been an interesting night so far. We've hit some really interesting random encounters. That perk has really paid off. Wow. It's a comedically bad combat where no one's hitting anyone else. We're going to head back to Vault City. In the theme of this being a very vaulty night. Actually, no, we're not. We're heading to New Reno. See, that would have been in theme, but it's... so many random encounters. That's the problem. Man. All Deathclaws just crunch through this armor. Just ow. Ow, ow, and no. Go away. We're gonna head to New Reno. You go, Dogmeat. Dogmeat puts in work. Ow. Don't hit Dogmeat. That's bad. But yeah, a giant thank you again to all of you who turned up and kept me company for the 10k challenge stream. That's actually really got me excited for doing the Hitman 2 subathon. Because it was a lot of fun to go for a long period of time on a stream. Like that in and of itself was fun, but also knowing that it was in service of a purpose. Oh, Dogmeat was killed. This could be canonical too. It is. Easy come, easy go. There goes our Dogmeat. R.I.P. Dogmeat. If I had a hat on at this point in time, I'd take it off momentarily to honor Dogmeat's passing. But yeah, just like the combined fun of doing something for a long period of time. And it was a really fun game. Really pretty game too. But knowing also that it was in service of a cause. It's good fun. So yeah, it's got me pretty hyped for doing a Hitman 2 subathon for Movember Foundation. Whenever they describe them as agile thugs, I just imagine them having like their board with their little cards and they're figuring out their plans for this sprint. Because it's software development show. Whew! IT humor. Alright. I should probably put away my gun. Because I'm in a civilized city. Let's put away the weapon. Alright. Now, I just gotta remember where the gentleman is that I'm looking for. And when I say remember, I mean have a look at a wiki. A wiki, I say. The arms dealer. I think we're in the right place. No, it appears to be locked. Alright, let's wait until morning. Rest until morning. And then rest another 2 hours. You open now? Please tell me I didn't kill you. There we go, there's Joseph. Hey, buddy. There's my man. Right. Can I see what you're going to stock? Because I got all sorts of stuff in stock. Eldridge, why do you not have what you should have? Alright, there we go. There we go. Alright, voice recognition module. Right, how much? 2,000. How about 1,500? I guess I can't barter for it. Alright, sure. Do you have 3,000? You do have 3,000 caps now. So now I have a computer voice module. So let's get rid of... Oh, look at that. I can make back my caps pretty much straight away. Nice. 2,885. Do you have any stim packs, Eldridge? I don't think I saw any. No, you don't. Damn. That's a shame. That's a crying shame. Alright. Let's make that offer. There we go. That wasn't bad. Should I trade? Should I trade weapons I'm not using for ammunition I could use? 5 mil. Jacket with hollow point. I don't have any weapon. Hang on, sniper rifle maybe uses. No, it uses 223. So I've got no weapon that uses 5 mil. So let's get rid of that. That's right, folks. It's exciting trading time. Whee! Let's just make sure I don't have that 44 Magnum pistol. I think I got rid of the Desert Eagle. Yeah, there's no Desert Eagle. Back up through the inventory again. It's very exciting. It's very exciting going back and forth in my inventory. Hey, that means I could probably get rid of the shotgun ammunition now too, because I'm not using that. Just gonna keep ammunition for that. Alright, seeing as I don't have a shotgun weapon currently. Oh, that's right, because my other shotgun weapon broke. Armor piercing. Let's get all of the armor piercing in the world. And some of that, thank you. What else? $5 mil. I think you've got me 5 mil ammo. 45 caliber. 2 to 3. No, you do not have any 5 mil ammo. Alright, what else can I get off you that's of use then? I think that might be it. So let's pop those back. Two to three. Alright, let's get some ammunition for the sniper rifle then. take back 2 of those. Okay, 3 of those. And that's looking around about close to a good fit. Almost there. There we go, 3, 4. I can be happy with that. I'll just throw in a few more caps. What's that? 1, 4, 3? Yep. Cool. All right. Now we have a voice recognition module. So let's save. Don't know what we just saved that as. Let's try that again. There we go. Let's go to title. Yes, override. Module. Let's pop chat back. There we go. And now let's head back to Vault 13. Let's see how far we can get. We've got 5 minutes left on the clock for tonight. Let's see how far we can get. Running into a pack of wolves just makes me sad after losing dog meat. I have sad face. Ah, don't make me shoot puppas. I don't want to. Man, Nublar's dog earlier this evening was so cute. So cute. Ah, this is cold. More wolves. It's taunting me with the fact that I've lost dog meat. It is taunting me. Now, seeing as we're getting close to the end of stream as well, to answer my own question for a Friday night, what is the best thing that's happened to me this week? Well, this week, I got together with my film buddy and we got to watch a movie again. And it was awesome. It was definitely the highlight of my week. Always have a cool time when we get together. And we watched Annihilation, which was a really interesting film. I'm not sure that I'd class it as a horror film, but it's definitely speculative fiction. It's definitely a genre film. Maybe some people would class it as sci-fi. Incredible cast: Jennifer Jason Leigh, Natalie Portman, Oscar Isaac, Gina Rodriguez, and I'm no doubt forgetting other like amazing performances. It was a really good film. So yeah, that was the highlight of my week. Getting to spend time with my movie buddy and just hang out. It's been a really good week otherwise too. Like I've sent out a bunch of auditions, got some really good feedback on one of them, but that was definitely the highlight of my week. Playing Resident Evil 2 was really fun. And now we're getting ahead in Fallout 2. We're finally picking up some pieces, some threads that I'd lost along the way. I'm going to move this plot forward. So I might even go into a little bit of extra time, actually. We'll see how we go. I might go into some extra time and just see what happens when we get down to the bottom of this vault with the chip. Like, what happens? Will it do something for us? Can we get the Gek? Because I'm keen to move the plot forward here. Like, what we were doing in Reading, like facing the Wanamingos was fun. But it wasn't really moving the plot forward. And that's something we haven't done for a while. Like, the work we did in NCR was really satisfying in feeling like we moved the plot forward. We've blown chunks out of New Reno. That was definitely fun. But I haven't felt like we've moved the plot forward for a while in a tangible way. Stuff we did in MODOK was fun too. Alright. Vault 13. Let's oversave that. But yeah, this has been sort of this has been the first point where I've been frustrated by the game just deciding that because of my karma, there's only one way to proceed forward. That feels a bit harsh still. Alright, so let's see if we can save that super stim pack for later. I wonder if I could just initiate combat, not even worry about shooting, just save that AP. Oh, there we go. That maneuvering is good. Because the other thing I want to do here, if I can. Okay, so the answer is no, I can't save that super stim pack. How close can I get to where I want to be? Oh, don't tell me I'm blocked in. I am. I'm blocked in. Alright, let's load again. One more time. That's why we saved. Because all I need to do, I don't actually need to shoot to start combat. I just need to tell the game that I want to shoot, which is enough. There we go. Is that going to snap me back into dialogue? Oh, hang on, is this a hack? Maybe I can choose it. Because if I'm... Alright, let's see what happens now. Have I found a way... Okay, let's put the weapon away. Maybe I found a way to get down here without being flagged as hostile. Let's see what happens. Because I've entered combat, but I haven't shot anyone. Let's see what happens. I'm not entering combat automatically, this is positive. Hey there. What? We've found a hack. We've hacksawed. We are elite hacksaws. Omg. Elite hacksaws. Huh. So that got past the mandatory... It got past the mandatory conversation. Alright, let's see what happens. Run the diagnostic program. The only thing left to look at is to look inside. Replacement module. I have a replacement module. So, let's use that. Okay, the system is repaired. Excellent. Let's use it. Alright. Welcome, Vault Dweller. For your convenience, this Vault-Tec terminal has been modified to respond to vocal commands. Please vocalize your command now. You see, I'm not the Vault Dweller, I'm the chosen one. Switch to keyboard input mode. Yeah, let's do that. Switching to manual interface mode. Manual interface mode initiated. For convenience others, this terminal will automatically revert to vocal interface mode once you've logged off. Search database for anything of interest. Alright, so after a bit of searching, you discover 3 files that might be worth a look. Vault Dweller Survival Guide, nice. Abridged version, Vault 13 Timeline, Overseer Logs. Overseer Logs. Alright, back. Alright, Vault Dweller Survival Guide. Final Wherein Homes. Vault 13 Statistics. Starting construction date. Ending construction date, so it took 6 years. Starting budget. What's that? 400 billion? 645 billion with interest. 1,000 occupants. Total duration 10 years. 100 living quarters. Hot bunking required at maximum capacity. Door thickness, earth coverage, computer control system, think machine, geothermal power, anatomic, defensive weaponry, social entertainment files. Alright. Has selected Robco Industries Pip-Boy for its Vault Dwellers. Pip-Boy on your wrist. Yep. Modern Super Deluxe Graphics to boot. Please refer to your Pip-Boy manual for more information. The key to a successful reintroduction is civilization. Alright. I'm seeing what I'm hoping for here is a password of some sort. Storage containers will last 1,000 years. Will last 1,000 people over 10 years in comfortable and modern surroundings. First time to leave the vault. Alright. That's the... Alright. Vault 13 timeline. Yeah. Alright. 2161, where the vault's only working in watership breaks. Feel a surge of pride as you read about your grandfather being selected. The important task of leaving the vault and scouring. Yep. All in a simple bullet point format. Okay. Success and subsequent exile, and how several other Vault Dwellers chose to join him rather than remain in the relative safety of the Vault. You also discover the Overseer was eventually tried and executed by the remaining Vault Dwellers. Wow. Final entry. 2242. Seems that for the first time Vault 13 was sent an all-clear signal from an unknown source. After some debate, the Vault Dwellers. There is no record of what happened after that. Alright. Oh, okay. So that was... so that was what we saw at the start of the game. That was what we saw at the start of the game. That was the vault door opening and then them getting chewed down. Alright. Access Overseer logs. Okay. I guess password. Password correct. Alright. All entries but one have been removed from the system. Final entry in the Overseer's logs is still accessible. Alright, let's see what the Overseer had to say. My head in this daily account ever since he managed to rile him up. Right, also ruined everything. In exiling our great hero, but I had no choice in the matter. His adventures in the outside world changed him too much. He was too great a threat to the project. Had I let him remain with us, might have uncovered the true nature of the vaults and jeopardized the experiment. Even if he didn't, in spite of us to venture outside, would have been just as bad. Had to go, another option. No use, already been vilified. Alright, fair enough. Is an entire lifetime of carrying out the demands of our great nation. Feel certain the others will leave the vault, not right away. There is still too much fear in the outside world, but eventually you know, overcome that fear. Yeah. You learn about the history of Vault 30 and the Overseer's role in the experiments. I only hope the rest of the public vaults involved in the societal preservation program have been more successful to my superiors, and forgive me. May God bless America. Alright, societal preservation program. You're able to locate a few hidden documents concerning the societal preservation program. As you read over them, you uncover a rather disturbing truth about the vaults. They were never intended to save the population of the United States. Oh, cool, this is it. This is the big revelation. This is huge. It's huge, even. Incredibly, all 122 of Vault-Tech's public vaults were part of a grand social experiment orchestrated by the US government. Only 17 of these vaults, dubbed control vaults, were designed to function correctly. It seems Vault 8 was one of the lucky few. The rest were meant to have various critical flaws so that the government could study the pre-selected occupants and see how they react to the stresses of their situations. And how will they able to recolonize their vaults once their vaults open? Interesting. Vault 13's role in the experiment was to remain closed for 200 years to test the effect of prolonged isolation. Apparently the breaking down of the water chip was unintended and forced the Overseer to improvise by selecting Grandfather to go out and fetch a new chip. You managed to find descriptions of some other Vault experiments. Vault 12's door was designed never to close, so that the assholes behind this experiment could study the effects of radiation on the selected population. Oh! If you recall the legend correctly, Vault 12 was located under the ghoul-filled city of Necropolis, where the Vault Dweller finally found the water chip. Seems quite likely these ghouls were the result of this experiment. Sure. Vault 15, another key location in the Vault Dweller's quest, was to be populated by people with radically diverse ideologies that would be sealed in the vault together for 50 years. Vault 27 was purposely overcrowded with 2,000 people, double the maximum capacity. That couldn't have been pretty. Vault 29 was populated only by those under the age of 16, with their parents purposely redirected to other vaults. Oh wow. Yeesh. Vault 34's experiment involved an armory overstocked with weapons and ammo, and of course not provided with a lock. How pleasant. Vault 36 suffered from food extruders that were designed to produce only a thin, watery gruel, while Vault 42 was outfitted only with dim lighting. No light bulbs of over 40 watts were provided. Vault 53's experiment was designed to break down every few months. While repairable, the constant breakdowns were meant to test the stress of the inhabitants. You wonder how many expert mechanics and technicians that vault produced. Vault 55 would have all of its entertainment tapes removed, while Vault 56 would have all of its entertainment... Hang on. Vault 55 would have all its entertainment tapes removed, while Vault 56 would have all its entertainment tapes removed, with the exception of one featuring a particularly bad comic actor. Vault 68 was to be occupied by 999 males and only one female. You can imagine the horrors that took place there. Vault 69, on the other hand, was to be occupied by 999 females and only one male. Interesting. See, guys don't know. Again, it's that slightly thirsty writing there. It's like, oh, it's like one guy who gets to have a lot of sex. It's interesting. No, it's probably just as horrible. Vault 70's jumpsuit extruders were designed to fail after 6 months, and finally, Vault 106 was designed so that 10 days after being sealed, it would begin releasing psychoactive drugs into the air filtration system. Huh, okay, well, there we go. Well, so we've done that, and still no Gek. We've learnt what we can. Alright, let's see what happens then if I let Gruthar know that I've fixed the computer. Let's see if that gets me a Gek. Alright, let's save. Again. Vault 13. Post fix. So we kind of had to hack that to get through. Like we've had to And this goes back to like Sun. I don't know if Sun was saying it in jest, but said if you can't beat him, cheese him, and that's kind of what we've done here. Cheesed. All right. And this is going back to the same conversation as before, looking for something called a Gek. Alright, not sure. Sorry, I'll be leaving that. Alright. So that's not going to get us the Gek. So we fixed the computer, but the Vault computer is not going to give me the Gek. There's no option there that I can see that's going to help me get what I need. Let's try this. Switch to keyboard input mode. Search database for anything interesting. See, we've done that before. Try running diagnostics. Alright. Alright, we are 15 minutes in overtime here, so we might call that for tonight. We might call that a night. Thank you so much to everyone for your company this evening. It has been an absolute pleasure having you here. And we will pick this up next week, next Friday, for the interesting challenge of how do we move on from here? How do we get the Gek? We are so close. We are so close. Our voice recognition module hasn't done the job, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. So yeah, thank you so much again. Stay safe out there in the wasteland. Carry a full inventory of healing items. And kids, don't do excessive amounts of drugs because the withdrawal is just, it's a nightmare. See you soon, and thank you so much again for your company.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, check out some of our other videos, and for live content, come join me on Twitch.